there's also an independent candidate in the running as well, a former CIA officer who says he's a conservative alternative to Donald Trump. Bringing in now, Evan McMullin. Nice to see you, sir.
Nice to be with you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. McMullin, apparently you're not satisfied with the current offerings of the two major party candidates. So you have a list of solutions to problems plaguing our country. So let's begin with ISIS. What's your plan to defeat ISIS?
Well, the first thing is we need to have a comprehensive plan, and we need to have a leader who understands that. For the last several years, we've had President Obama who hasn't articulated a comprehensive plan. I would expect that we would get more of the same from Hillary Clinton, and Donald Trump's ideas on national security are naive at best, if not terribly damaging. What needs to happen, though, is we need to have a comprehensive strategy that will allow our allies in the region to totally buy into the strategy and get more involved. Right now, they're sort of involved at different levels and not consistently. We need total buy-in from them. I believe we need to step up airstrikes against ISIS in Iraq and in Syria. I also believe that we need to constrain Bashar al-Assad so he can no longer carry out attacks against civilians. That's been a major cause for the refugee crisis, and it's been a major cause for ISIS's ability to grow inside Syria and elsewhere. So we need to do that, but it starts with a comprehensive strategy. I believe on this day of 9/11, when we're remembering the terrible attacks of that day, it needs to be clear to us, to Americans, that we need a commander-in-chief who's ready to lead on these issues from day one.
So you mentioned Assad, that he needs to be corralled. How will President Putin feel about that? He's a huge, staunch supporter of Assad.
Well, he certainly is, and our weakness has allowed Russia into Syria. We have an immensely more powerful military than Russia. Of course, they have nuclear weapons as well. We don't want a confrontation with Russia, that's clear. But we are much stronger than they are. We can project power in a way that they really cannot. If we want to draw a hard line with Russia, we can. We just have a president who isn't willing to exercise American strength. So how you corral Bashar al-Assad is you step up airstrikes. I think we also need a no-fly zone over areas of Syrian civilians that have been targeted and over areas of the moderate opposition, which we need to work with more to contain Assad. And that way we put pressure on him and therefore have an opportunity to negotiate his departure from Syria.
Your idea is to combat the propaganda of radical Islamic terrorists?
Well, the first thing is we've got to work with our allies on that. And we have Donald Trump insulting Muslims in the United States and around the world. We need Muslims, we need our Muslim partners to help, especially on that. Also on the battle on the ground, but with the war of ideas as well. We need, I think, to increase funding to that effort. We need to get more organized within the federal government, within the U.S. government. Right now we have different parts of the government doing different things, but it's not very well orchestrated. That needs to be better planned, better coordinated on the U.S. side, but also we need to do a better job working with our allies. But the battle of ideas is just so important. We knew that in the Cold War. We did a good job with it with regard to communism, and we can do a much better job with regard to Islamist terrorism as well.